Good morning, students. Today we are going to start the seventh chapter of the first book, that is the tertiary and quaternary activities. The main point which is to be covered in this topic is the tertiary activities that includes services and are not related to production of goods. The importance of tertiary activities is increasing in the modern economies. The demand for various services is increasing with the increase in income of the people. Services have become very important in private sector. Defense, education, health, etc. are important services provided by public sector. Advances in information technology have played an important role in expanding service sector. Quaternary activities are types of intellectual occupation. Quaternary activities is a special class of uh, this chapter. Apart from that, we will cover up the culinary activities. So now I am coming to the introduction part. So this is the chapter 7, tertiary and quaternary activities. Here we are going to introduce about this. Tertiary activities are concerned with intangible outputs. These include a large diversity of services: lawyer, a teacher, a computer operator. Tertiary activities are not involved in material production. They stand in contrast to manufacturing industries, which produce goods and different varieties. It is not easy to measure the output of these activities. They can be measured only indirectly in terms of wages and salaries. The students, here, these tertiary activities are concerned with intangible output, that is important point. Thereafter, they stand in contrast to manufacturing industry, which produce goods of different varieties. It is not easy to measure the output of these activities. They can be measured only indirectly in terms of wages and salaries. So this is all about the tertiary activities. Now I am moving to the next slide. This is showing the importance of tertiary occupation that is helpful in promoting economic development of a country. Tertiary activities include all kind of services provided to people such as education, health, trade, transport. Tertiary occupations are important in modern economic development of the country. Advertising, recruitments, and personal training enhance the productivity and efficiency of the other activities and help them to maintain their significant role. Advanced services like finance, insurance, information gathering, management of information services, research and development now form a core of all economic activities. Modern means of transportation system has given free choice of location to industries. Quick and well developed means of transport have enabled industries to be located in any corner of the country. Students, advanced medical services has increased the lifespan of humans. They will have long and healthy life, which form the most important resource for the economic development of any country. Thereafter, tertiary, quaternary, quinary activities, these are also included in service sector, and that is why this becomes a very important part. The quaternary and quinary activity is just the important part, means is a specific part of this tertiary activity. So here I am now moving to the next slide, that is the types of tertiary activity. There are four types of tertiary activities. They are trade, transport, communication, and services. These include provisions of services in exchange of payments. Now, the next topic is trade and commerce. Trade and commerce is essentially buying and selling of items produced elsewhere. The collection and distribution points where trading takes place are called the trading centers. These centers are divided into these parts. You can go through this flow diagram. Here, the service sector has been divided into tertiary, quaternary, and quinary sector. The tertiary sector thereafter divided into trade and commerce, transport, communication, and services. Trade and commerce are further divided into wholesale trade and retail trade. Wholesale trade is divided into urban and rural marketing centers. The retail trade is again further divided into rural and urban marketing center. Urban marketing centers have chain store, mail orders, the convenient shopping centers, PDS. The mail order is further classified into telephone and internet. Thereafter, transport services, that is divided into four parts: rail network, road network, water transport, air transport. Air transport is further divided into passenger and cargo services, water transport, inland and oceanic services. Communication services are further divided into three parts, that is means of transportation, telecommunication, audiovisual. Telecommunication is divided into telephone, landlines and mobiles, and audio visual, that is films, radio, TV, print media, that is further divided into newspapers and magazines. Thereafter, the quaternary services and quinary services are there. About that I'll discuss later. Now, the point which I want to discuss, that is given in the next slide. Here, the centers, the marketing centers are divided into two groups, that is rural marketing centers and urban marketing center. They are quasi-urban or cater to local needs and areas. Most of these have mandis, wholesale market and retail markets. In rural areas, there are periodic markets that may be weekly, bi-weekly, and people from the nearby areas meet their demands. These markets are held on specified dates, and shopkeepers move from one place to another, and they remain engaged all the times. The urban marketing centers, these markets sell ordinary as well as specialized goods and services. That is, markets for labor, housing, semi and furnished finished products, services, and educational institution and professionals like teachers, doctors, lawyers also develop here. So thereafter, now the next slide, retail trading. In this type of trading, goods are directly sold to consumers. This trading is done through fixed establishment or stores, small shops, consumer cooperatives, big departmental store, chain stores. The chain stores buy commodities in bulk and then hire skilled specialists for executive tasks. Here, street peddling, hand carts, trucks, door to door, mail order, telephone, and internet are example of non-store retail trading. Apart from this, wholesale trading, here bulk buying takes place directly from the manufacturer by numerous intermediaries. The merchants, wholesalers extend credit to retailers, means when the trade activity is being performed in bulk quantity, wholesaler uh, bring the different commodities, and thereafter it is distributed in retailers only on the credit basis. And that is why when the retailers sell the product, they pay the money to wholesalers. So the main capital for the trading activity is belonging to wholesalers. Now we are moving to the next slide. Here now is we are starting the transport services. Transport is a tertiary activity in which people, materials, and manufactured goods are physically carried from one place to another. While selecting the mode of transport, distance, time, and cost are seen. Distance can be measured as kilometer distance, time taken to travel, that is associated with time distance, and thereafter expense of traveling on a route as a cost distance. So there are three type of distances, that is kilometer distance, time distance, and cost distance. Factors affecting transport, demand, and routes are two major factors which affect transport services. Demand transport depends on the size of population and standard of living of the people. The larger the population size, the greater is the demand of transport. Route, it refers to transport network, depend on location of cities, towns, villages, industrial centers, availability of raw materials, nature of landscape, means what type of land is there, that is plain, plateau, or mountainous, or rugged surface, the rough terrain, swamps, marshes, forested land, this all is associated. Thereafter, climate, whether it is too hot, too cool, or moderate. Availability of funds, that is also very, very important. Now I am coming to the next point, that is network. A network is a well developed transport system that is made up of nodes and links. A node is a meeting point of two or more routes, and every road that joins any two nodes is called a link. Now I am coming to the next point, that is communication. Communication services involved in uh, in the transmission of words, messages, facts, and ideas, the development of transport facilities, that is communication, as masses were carried by hand, animals, boat, road, rail, and air. You would have seen in olden days the people were riding on the horseback, and thereafter they were uh, carrying the message from one place to other. Similarly, important messages were carried by the eagles and pigeons. So now the condition has totally been changed, and now in through mobile, through telephony or the satellite, the communication is taking place, and as such, it has become very faster. The place in any part of the world is connected with each other through communication system. Within seconds we can connect with any part of the world. Telecommunications, the its development of modern technology has revolutionized communication, and it has become direct, instantaneous, that is, telegraph, Morse code, telex in last century, and now satellites, mobile, telephony, etc. are being used. Mass media communication means through which masses messages could be sent to vast audiences around the world are called mass media. Radio, television, newspapers, and magazines. Through that, the message is communicated. The internet has revolutionized the global communication. Students, now I am moving to the next point, that is services. That is very, very important. I have already discussed about this. There are different levels at which services are provided and availed. Some are meant for industry, some for people, and some for both industry and people. That is, transport service can be divided into three subcategories. These are low order services. It includes common and widespread services like grocery shops, laundry, etc. Thereafter, domestic services. It includes housekeepers, cooks, gardeners, which migrate from rural areas to any urban areas in search of employment. High order services, these are specialized and less common, like accountants, consultants, physicians. These are the high order services. Some services are supervised or regulated by government, like making, maintaining highways, bridges, firefighting, departments, education, healthcare, etc. So here different services are available. Here I want to mention the services of Dibbawalas of Mumbai. Their services are also worth mention. That is, the services which are very organized, but that sector is in the hand of unorganized sector. Set rules, regulations for the services is not available over there, but Mumbai Dibbawala in India have developed this unorganized sector in a very organized manner. I want to shift to the next slide, that is associated with tourism. Tourism is a part of service sector that refers to travel undertaken for purpose of recreation rather than business. This industry generates jobs as people are engaged in providing accommodation, meals, transport, entertainment, infrastructure, retail trading, and crafts. So that is why it has become very, very important. A very large number of people are getting job into it. Tourist regions, I want to discuss about this now. Tourism can be seasonal or throughout the year, like warmer places around the Mediterranean coast, west coast of India during winters, mountains in summers, or winters spots, regions found mainly in mountainous areas, historic towns, religious places, heritage sites offer tourism throughout the year. Factors affecting tourism is the next topic. The rise in tourism industry is due to increased demand for it, which is thus influenced by improvement in standard of living and increased leisure time. Another factor is improvement in transportation that has made travel easier and destination reachable. Here, these are the important factors. This is also important point of this chapter which has been asked in the board examination many a time. So now I am shifting to the next slide, that is what are actually the tourist attractions. Tourist attractions are specific features of the place that attract people. These are as follows: climate in winter, holidays, areas having warm sunny weather is preferred, like beaches. Southern Europe is the important for this. So it attracts more number of tourists there. Landscape, mountains, lake, spectacular sea coast, and landscape not completed by man, and good tourist attraction. Thereafter, history and art, uh, ancient or picturesque towns, archaeological sites, historically important places having castles and palaces attract tourists. Culture and economy, areas having rich cultures attract people as they go there to experience ethnic and local customs. Places giving economic benefits are also the place of attraction, such as cheap home stay in Goa or Medicare and Kurg of Karnataka. So these are the places which are of tourist attraction. Now I want to discuss the medical tourism in India. Medical services or medical tourism takes place when medical treatment is combined with the international tourism activity. People from developed countries like US are visiting India for medical tourism or services. This brings economic benefits to India and other countries where medical tourism is taking place, like Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia. Other medical related activities such as outsourcing of medical tests, data interpretation, reading radiology images, interpreting magnetic resonance images MRIs, and ultrasound tests are taking place in India, Australia, and Switzerland. That is why these places are is important destination for medical tourism. People from different part of the world visit to these places for the medical tourism. Now I am shifting to the next slide, that is quaternary activity. So here the activities related to knowledge oriented involving collection, production, dissemination of information come under quaternary activities. They center around research, development, and may involve involve in a specialized knowledge of technical skill, software development, mutual fund managers, doctors, accounting, brokerage firms are some examples of quaternary activities. Brokerage firm that is related with the share market. They can be outsourced even as these are not tied to resource are affected by the environment or market. This sector has replaced primary and secondary sector and absorbs half of the population in developed economies. So that is why this is very important sector. Now the important activity, that is culinary activity, the activities that are highly specific and specialized are placed under it. These include high level decision makers, administrators, government officials, research scientists, etc. They are also known as gold collar professions. Now I am shifting to the next topic, that is outsourcing. It means contracting out or giving work to an outside agency to improve efficiency and to reduce cost. It is termed as offshoring when work is transferred to overseas location. Outsourcing provides employment in developing countries of India, China, Botswana, etc. Information technology, human resource, customer support call centers, the data processing, and other IT related services are examples of outsourcing. Students, now I am shifting to the next slide. Before that, I want to tell you the in your school, colleges, several security guards are the fourth class employees, are the uh, technology added learning that is related with different services like EDCOM or different other services which are provided by our extra mark or different other are there. From there we get the outsourced services in our schools. Now two important sectors which has been developed, I want to discuss about that. That is a part of this. BPO stands for business process outsourcing, which involves customer support services, call centers, and similar other processes. The developed countries transfer these jobs as overhead costs are much lower, making it profitable to get job work carried out. Now, second is KPO, that is knowledge processing outsourcing, that is knowledge processing outsourcing, which involves skilled workers and enables companies to create additional business opportunities, that is e-learning, business and research, etc. So now I am shifting to the next slide, that is very important and have been asked many a time in the board examination. Development emerging from the information and communication technology is unevenly spread across the globe. Some regions have prospered while others are lagged behind. This is known as digital divide. In other words, I can say the gap between the utilization information technology or communication technology in different part of the world is known as digital divide. There are certain places like USA or developed countries like Britain, France, Germany. There, most of the people are computer literate. They are digitally stronger than the people living in India. Even if you'll see the case in India, the places, big cities and urban centers, they are more digitally advanced in comparison to rural sites. So here again we see the digital divide. There is a gap for in respect to utilization of computer technology or information technology, that is known as digital divide. In developing countries, this kind of divide is seen more than uh, developed countries. Here, the metropolitan cities are developed more than the rural areas. So, here I want to shift to the next slide, and as such, we have reached to the end of this session. We'll meet you again for the next chapter with a new video. Okay, thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy.